Hi everyone, thanks for joining me, Clarissa at Calm Mind Psychology. I want you to start to realize where they are in your body and what exactly they are. So if you've got a feeling and something's happening for you right now, all the better. If not, you can come back to this video anytime and go through the instructions and help yourself identify what the feeling is and where it is in your body. So let's pose a hypothetical situation for an example. Let's say you're upset with something that somebody close to you did. Maybe they betrayed you in a way, or they let you down, or they upset you in a certain way. They could have angered you or irritated you. So I want you to tune in to where you feel that in your body. Where is it? Is it in your heart? Do you feel heartbroken? Do you feel it in your gut? Is there an anxious feeling? Is there an anger that's kind of all over the back of you? Are your fists clenched if you think about the situation? And so it's by thinking about the situation that we bring it back online. If it's not already there and present, we can bring a situation back online very easy by just running through it again. Now, what I don't want you to do is to continue the story. Because what happens is these feelings can continue in us long after the event has finished by the story we tell ourselves about what it is and why it happened. So let's go to the example. Somebody said something. I can't get over the fact that they went and said that. They blurted it out in front of people, and that was a secret. It was something I told them in confidence, and it's just running through me. How could they do that? Now I've got all these other consequences to deal with. How do I trust this person again? And even though they may have apologized, I still can't get beyond it. Because what happens is immediately that event has got meaning for me, and the meaning comes from the past. It comes from other experiences that I've had that are similar to this one. So it'll come from something in my history that I had similar experiences. I felt betrayed. I was lied to. It was shocking when I found out, and this experience will rest on previous experiences for all of us. We all have a history. And we also all have conditioning. All of the experiences that we had as we were growing up and developing all create our conditioning. And this is the lens through which we see the world, but it's also the place where we pop in our storylines, our narratives about certain situations. So while this experience is not ideal, I'm not saying that people should betray your trust or tell secrets, and in the moment you're entitled to have a reaction to whatever this might be for you. You are entitled to have your emotional response at the time and for a little while after. But when it keeps going on, or it feels like it's bigger than it should be, and you feel like, oh, this is a huge reaction, then possibly you've constructed a story about it. Now, it's the story definitely that helps things continue. I mean, don't we love stories? We're a storytelling culture. But the problem is the stories we tell ourselves about things that happened can be very damaging. So let's go back to the example that I gave. Say I made a story up about this one particular person who I thought I could trust, blurting out my secret in front of a bunch of people. So I've got humiliation to deal with there. So that's a whole nother thing. But I've also got the breach of trust and confidence. Now, my story might become very global. It might go into, oh, I can never trust anyone. I thought I could trust that person. If I can't trust that person, who can I trust? And it might go into something about myself. I might go, oh, every time I try to rely on someone, they let me down. Every time I try to go a little bit further, something happens to get in my way. Or my story might echo out into the others that witness this. Oh my gosh, what are those people going to think of me? I can't believe that person I trusted humiliated me in front of those people, and now they're going to know more about me than I ever wanted them to, and it's going to be disastrous because they're going to have this information about me, and on it goes. So you can see how we can take one incident, which is at a black and white, somebody opened their blabbermouth and blurted out something they shouldn't have at the wrong time, and make it into a frontline news page story. shocking incident where friend betrays trust. Yeah, you get the gist. So it's the story that we tell ourselves that can do more damage and continue to hurt us with this one incident long after it is gone. But we can't let go of the story. So this is one way that we can start to get rid of the charge that goes along with this, because the story can continue because there's still an emotional charge left in the body. So it's the emotional charge that fuels the narrative. It's the emotional charge of the betrayal, of the humiliation, of the loss of trust, of all of that has kindled something in you or me, whatever your situation is. And it continues to feed into the narrative that the mind makes up, because we need a reason for everything. So we're going to make up a reason for that. And we're going to milk it till the cows come home. And we're going to keep that story going. And that story is going to feed back into the emotional feelings. And the emotions are going to continue. And the story is going to keep happening. And the emotions are going to continue. Okay? Vicious cycle there. So what we want to do is tune into the body feelings, tune into the emotions as they are. We don't need the story to go with it. I don't want the story to become part of this. I want you for this moment to tune into those feelings in your body. Okay, so just if this is a real-time thing for you now, you can tune into where do you feel it. Lots of people feel things in their chest area. They might feel a tightness in their chest. They might feel that heartache. They might feel something in their solar plexus. They might feel it in their gut. But by and large, feelings I often find with people that I work with are in their torso somewhere. So tune in to where you're feeling those feelings. And if you can, just say them out loud. I feel tightness in my chest. I feel a gnawing feeling in my gut. I feel an icky feeling in my solar plexus. I feel sad in the depths of my belly. Just go for it. Now what I want you to do is a technique that is very, very simple. It's a sort of a combination of a Buddhist allowing. You know how Buddhists are always saying, let go of your attachments. Well, this is how they did it. It's also a somatic experience, because in somatic therapy, we look at an emotional trauma that has not been discharged and how it's held in the body, and we allow time and space for that feeling to play out. And so what you are going to do now is simply be with the feeling only, not the story. The story, like I said, is going to continue the feeling. We want to help to discharge the feeling by allowing its full expression and its full awareness. So by doing that, you sit with it. It's so simple. You literally allow yourself the time and the space to actually be aware of these feelings in your body and where they are. And you focus in on them and them alone, without the story, without the narrative. And even now, if you're doing that in real time, I can almost feel a certain shift. Because what we compulsively do is we deny feelings. We love our rationalizations and our justifications, but we deny our feelings a lot. And they're often never given the full space that they deserve. Your feelings want to be felt, not overfelt. They don't want to be overplayed and over and over and over again. They want to be felt and to let go into the atmosphere. So I want you to try that. And sometimes it can only take 2 or 3 minutes. Sometimes it might take 5 minutes before you feel things have changed a little bit. So if you've been doing that, I want you to just check in with yourself again. Just check into where you felt them and see if there's ever so slight difference to the quality or the strength of them. And if you have got some improvement, then I encourage you to continue that exercise. But if you haven't, we've got more. So in any situation, there's many different perspectives we can take on it. There is our perspective. There is the perspective of the other who did it. There is perspective of onlookers. And then there is a perspective of the higher view. I like to call it the angel view. What would an angel see if they were looking down on your situation? Okay, think about that. If you can rise up above the situation that you have in mind and look at it from a bird's eye view, look at it from an angel view and see what they see. Ideally, what they see are humans being human. People messing up, people getting hurt by other people's mess ups. But objectively, there were people, there were words spoken, there was a situation, and then there's an emotional reaction. That's all. Right? And that emotional reaction can be let go in the moment, and it can be let go in this moment if we can stop the story about it for long enough. Because the story is only our story. It's not the other person's story, and it's unlikely to be the story of anyone who was witnessing that because, as we know, people spend most of their time thinking about themselves, not about us. Okay, so the people that were an onlooker, if this was a situation where you were exposed in any way or other people witnessed it or other people were affected or heard about it, you can almost guarantee that they have forgotten about it a long time ago. You are the one that is keeping it alive. Okay, so this should have shifted something. By focusing in on our feeling content, we give it space to discharge. By rising above our situation, we get a different perspective on it. We get a little bit more objective around what happened. Okay, we can at least take some of the charge off this so it's not running around and around and around. And then hopefully the narrative will be different and a lot more objective, a lot less personal to you. And so I hope this really helped you. And if it didn't help you now, I hope it helps you sometime in the future. If you even a little bit enjoyed this, I would love it if you would subscribe, hit a like on this and subscribe, because that's how I am supported in sharing my power and energy with you in these little videos. So stay tuned. I'll be posting more mood hacks down the track, and I hope you have a beautiful the rest of your day. Namaste.